Hey guys, can y'all hear me?
All right, y'all. So today, I thought I would be able to report a new product from Apple. They were talking about how there would be a surprise today, but it turned out to just be them launching some social justice initiatives, which are not very technical in nature. so, um, besides Learning to Code Academy, but that's just in Detroit, so we may not be able to take advantage of that. So instead, you get to hear me wax poetic about search engines and that kind of thing. Why it's important, what kind of search engines there are, and how to use them effectively. Um, so, why you would want to use a search engine um, is if you have any kind of questions, whether it be technical or how to bake a cookie, or two cookies or 10 cookies for me, uh, um, or if it's your computer can't boot, or if it's any kind of interest you have, or any kind of problem you're having at the moment. Search engines are extremely useful tools, but they do take some getting used to. Um, instead of having to ask around, you can ask the internet, which usually has the answer. Um, so there are quite a few different search engines. Google is the main one, and everybody knows about that. But there's also Bing, which is Microsoft's search engine. There's there used to be Yahoo, and I think there still is, but it's not as popular as it once was. And there's DuckDuckGo, which is an interesting search engine with a rather silly name. And the thing that sets it apart is that it doesn't track you. It doesn't make you log in. You don't have to. It doesn't track you across sites. So it leaves you alone and lets you get on with whatever you're doing. And it does one thing and one thing well, and that is just searching the internet. It doesn't follow you around. Um, so using a search engine, it's pretty easy. You just put in what you're looking for, but you have to be a little bit precise sometimes, and sometimes you have to be a little bit more vague to get the answer you're looking for. Like if you're looking for, if your computer won't start up, you could try putting in um, Acer Aspire E1575 won't start up, and you may not find much because that's a very detailed search. Um, so you might try PC won't start up, and then you can get more useful results. But then might get a good 10,000 results about 10,000 different problems. So then you can start narrowing things down. Now, after you've done your search, you get your search results and you go to a website, but there are so many results that you might have to spend a while to find the right one. So it's a bit of a takes a little bit of practice to actually find good results and get good at searching. Also, you don't have to search in full sentences. You can just type you know computer booting problems or um, computer startup issues or something like that. You don't have to put in whole sentences. So that's one of the things that um, especially when you get familiar with using the internet, search engines are pretty useful to learn how to use um, for anybody blind or sighted. So it's important to practice and learn how to use these tools. Uh, so, any questions? Any comments? Anything?
Was that the whole thing?
Yeah.
All righty. I'm gonna pop in here and kick in a few comments, I guess. Um, I definitely,
Oh, let me use my.
I'm a fan of search engines. uh, like Devin said, that you can definitely walk a fine line between too broad a search term and get 10,000 results, or narrowing down to where you don't get anything. Lots of options and operators is what they're called, where you can use quotes, or you can use logic operators like and, or nor. You can use plus symbols, minus symbols. You can put like cite colon and search a specific site, like if you're looking to find the statistics for Alabama's national championship winning football team, you might search on crimsontide.com. So, you know,
Website will never be on my computer.
oh, wow. Well, if you look for more than 10 national championships, you might have to go there. But anyway, uh, it's a good time to be a Bama fan. Uh, DuckDuckGo, like Devin said, is a fantastic search engine. It doesn't track you. Google makes money by selling your information, so you're constantly being monitored with them as far as if you search for microwave ovens, you're going to start seeing lots of ads and stuff in your browser. DuckDuckGo does not do anything like that, and they have some neat tricks themselves where they have what they call shebangs, where you can do special types of searches for different files of just lots of stuff. Search engines are very powerful, and it might be a good Google class to do an in-depth uh, tutorial, Devin, on how to get the most out of your search engine, because you know anything and everything's on the internet, but if you can't find it, it doesn't do you any good. So I think we will try to get something together, but it won't be anytime soon. Anybody have any questions?
I do. So like, what company is DuckDuckGo like made of? Like, I mean, made from?
That is their company. DuckDuckGo is they are just like, Google started out as only a search engine, and they branched off into all these different, buying up all these companies, YouTube, the Google Voice started out as a Grand Stream. They've just expanded and purchased. They come out with their phones, got
Hmm.
into hardware. So, they started actually at Stanford University as a research project with some pretty
Hmm.
pitiful hardware, and have grown to something incredibly massive. But DuckDuckGo is first and foremost a search engine. There's lots of neat things. If you're using a Chrome browser, you can actually specify hotkeys for your search engine, or not hotkeys, keywords. Like when I want to do a Bing image search, I just type in my address bar BI space Captain Picard, and then I get all kinds of pictures of Captain Picard. If I want to search
Hmm.
on DuckDuckGo, I just do DDG space, and then it'll search DuckDuckGo instead of Google. So it's
So it's
And you can
so it's
specify the
made
default.
basically. Oh, so it's made basically by the same like people who created Google and all that,
No,
right?
no, no, no. Google is
Oh,
well, actually, Google's owned by the Alphabet Corporation now. DuckDuckGo is their own
oh,
entity. They're their own. There used to be lots of search engines out there. Like Devin said, we had Yahoo, we had WebCrawler, we had Alta Vista, we had
yeah.
Dogpile. There was just lots of different ones, and most of them died away as Google took over the world. But DuckDuckGo, SEARX is another really good search engine.
Oh,
Google's
okay.
not the only one out there, but
Right.
they have crawled the web, and I try to use DuckDuckGo just for the privacy benefit, but sometimes I've got to go to Google and they're going to have the results. But the DuckDuckGo is their own company, and they do not track you. They do not sell their information, and they have a lot of good features on their search engine. So, and
Right.
again, like Devin said, you can change your default search engine in your browser, whichever browser you're using. You can tell it what search engine you want to use.
Yep. And
Okay.
if you have an iPhone, you can go to Safari. You can go to settings, and then you can go to Safari, and in there you can choose what search engine you want to use. And I imagine if you're on Android, you can choose something similar. But you don't have to stay with Google. You can, if you're a Microsoft fan, um, you can sign up for their service called Microsoft Rewards, and you can rack up points for which you can spend on Skype minutes or Xbox Live just by searching Bing. So, if they try to give you a bit of an incentive to do that. But, Google isn't the only one. There's DuckDuckGo, there's Bing. So, you can choose whichever one you feel more comfortable with.
Any other questions?
Yes, sir. How do you figure out, like, I don't know if you remember the PC that I brought in, the one that I had. I think y'all said it was an Android PC, I think. But with that, how do you find out which search engine is on there?
I can just about tell you every search engine, anything Android based, will default to
Mhm.
Google. And what Google does, most of us are using Chrome. Now Safari, I don't know what the default search engine. Devin,
Yes.
Google.
Yep.
Google
Google.
pays
Okay.
these companies millions of dollars to make. Firefox is another browser y'all used in my class, but
Right.
Google
Right.
pays the Mozilla organization, the company that produces Firefox.
Right. Right. Okay.
Mhm.
I can't hear you. I couldn't hear you, sir.
You're still muted.
Am
You,
I?
you want to here? So Google pays these companies millions of dollars to be the default search engine because
Okay.
without their because like if Apple switched to Bing or DuckDuckGo, then Google wouldn't get that traffic. Google wouldn't get that information. See, when you search, you give them information about you, even if you're
Right.
not logged in. So
Okay.
if they didn't have that default setting, uh, then they would lose out on that information. So they pay to keep people on Google.
Okay.
So
I
that's
believe I have Bing on mine. So,
okay.
but I'm trying to figure out how do I get Google or uh, the Chrome on there or the Google Chrome on there.
If it's an Android computer or a tablet or whatever,
Hmm.
then it already has Chrome on there.
Okay, just have to get the icon on my screen.
Yeah,
Right. Okay. And I can
and you
search
can
for
search
that.
for it. Yeah,
Right.
you can
Right.
search for
Okay.
it.
Because that's what I've been trying to do. Okay. I'm glad you brought up this subject. All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. Anybody have anything else?
I think it's most time I'm using Google anyways, but I don't figure they carry much interest in what I'm searching for.
Oh yeah, you can try to hide in the stream.
I thought about switching over and using that software called Tails, where they can't track anything.
I don't know if I've heard of that before. Sounds familiar though.
You have to run it off of 2 different thumb drives. You shut your computer down and plug the thumb drives in, and then you restart your computer, and it's basically a whole operating